All right. Yeah. No, literally, like I said, the second I decided to touch my computer, my cat was outside and he was fighting with like somebody was fighting with him. Whatever, I don't know. I heard him screech, so I had to go downstairs and I had to open the door and rescue him. Somebody always wants to fight with Sire. There's another orange cat that prowls this block and they fucking duke it out. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, whilst I was gone, thank you for the follow, host00312. Um, yeah. Anyway, so, ow, that hurt. That didn't. That felt good. I cracked one side of my neck and it hurt, and the other side felt good. So, I don't know. Anyway, um, so in the comics, right? That's coming out in October. Like in the comics that I read, they give you like kind of like a what's coming next, like preview for the what the crossover is going to be for like the next like what the next big crossover is going to be. Um, the next big crossover is going to be a crossover. First of all, through too many of them, so I'm not getting them. But and too many of them that I don't already get. Like if a lot of times if it's a crossover and I already get like most of the comics, I'll just get the missing ones and then just like plug them in. But there are too many that I don't get and I'm not going to get them. So it's like if it's going to be an arc that I like, I'll just wait for like the book and then I'll just get the book. But I'm not buying all these individuals because I already am like having to cut back on it. You forgot to take the damn Supermans when you were here. Take those Supermans the next time you come here. They're just in my room on the floor over there. They need a place to live. They need to be better respected than what they're being. They need to find a home. Anyway, though, yeah. Oh, they're out. They're just I forgot about them. They just weren't like on my bed. If I put them on my bed, then I'll remember to throw them at you, but they just they weren't in my eyesight because literally when when you're ADHD, like I am, um when you put something down, it becomes a part of the environment. You no longer see that. You literally does not matter what it is. It no longer matters to you. Like, it doesn't matter if you're like, this is a cup and you put it down. Normal people would be like, oh, that needs to go to the kitchen eventually. Not to me. No, that cup just lives there now. That's going to take me about 4 days before I realize that that cup probably needs to go downstairs. That just lives there now. Like, that just lives there. This cup has been up here for probably 3 days. I brought ice in this cup and it's just been here. It just that's where it lives now. Because every time I go downstairs, I forget about it. Yeah, that's so that bag of comics that's on the floor. That's just where that lives. I don't know. Anyway, um, as I was saying, in the back of the comics though that I'm reading, they have what's coming new in October. What's coming up in October for the crossover is going to be the Halloween crossover. The Halloween crossover is going to deal with Scarecrow. What's going to be interesting, I think, about this one is what they're saying about it, which is, let me see if I can actually grab it, because it was actually interesting enough that I'm just going to read it. All right, and first of all, I need to get the next Nightwing because I love him. But anyway, yeah, so it's going to be a part of the fear state. So, personal opinion, this looks fucking ridiculous. This is not scary or badass or interesting. He looks, I mean, okay, I'm not, okay, the gloves are fine. Like those pointy little needle things that have like, that look like Freddy Krueger with his little needle fingers. Fine. I can get on board with the needle fingers. I can get on board with these needle fingers. Those are pretty awesome. And I'm sorry my camera sucks. It was slowing everything down. I had to just go with the webcam today, sorry. I can get on board with the needle fingers. I can't get on board with this. That sucks. It's not good. He looks like, I don't know, like a snuffleupagus with like a metal snout. I don't know. He looks fucking stupid. Don't like that. Don't care for it. But anyway, so what the fear state is going to be though is, and this is a stupid tagline though, this isn't an attack on Batman, it's an attack on Gotham City. Isn't it always an attack on Gotham City? Like, who is ever just going after Batman? No one. No one's ever just going after straight Batman. Like, that's so stupid. That's stupid. Like, so anyway, this is like, so it says, Scarecrow believes that through fear, Gotham City can evolve into something more than it is. There's a part of him that wants Batman to agree with his core mission. Scarecrow has, hate words, intuited, intuited. I know what that word means. I just can't say it. That Batman faced his greatest fear and evolved because of it. He's saying, I'm going to, oh, thanks for the follow. Haas00312. Sorry, he says, Scarecrow has intuited that Batman has faced a great fear and evolved because of it. He's saying, I'm going to do to Gotham City what Gotham City did to you. He's telling Batman, stand back, let this happen. The world is going to be better for it. Batman disagrees. So, okay, so that's basically what this is. And I think what they said though is that he is going to try to do it without the fear toxin. If I'm yeah, okay. And that's exactly it. Yeah, he said, I wanted to create a massive attack on Gotham City organized by the Scarecrow where he doesn't use a single drop of fear toxin on the people of Gotham City. We're seeing how he manipulates the media, how he manipulates the magistrate, how he manipulates Batman, the Unsanity Collective. He's taking all of these pieces and putting them together to make the people of Gotham City more frightened than they have ever been. That's interesting. That's interesting. So, I was going to say, that's new. That's interesting. So this I am gonna keep like in mind, and then when it becomes like a book, I'll probably get it because like I said, it's going to combine um like way too many things that I don't get. Like it's got way too many things. Like yeah, Batman Secret Files, like Arkham City, Batman Urban Legends, I Am Batman, Batman Secret Files again, Catwoman, Detective Comics, Harley Quinn, Task Force Z, Batman Urban Legends again, Batman Secret Files, Nightwing, I get, Detective Comics again, Task Force Z, Batman Fear State Omega. No, there's just too many of those. Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. What the hell was that? Ew. Can you solve this murder mystery with the Clown Prince's help? The Joker, a puzzle box. No, thank you. Thank you, next. Anyway. Um, Also, everyone just appreciate Nightwing stripping, and then you may go about your um um yeah, no, so I like that premise though. And I thought it was interesting, and I honestly was thinking about it, and I wanted to talk about it anyway because the fact that all right, so I get why Batman says no. So I get why Batman says no. I understand why we have to say no to these things. I understand. We can't always have things. However, it's an interesting idea that that Scarecrow is trying to say, "Hey Batman, you faced your greatest fear and you came out the other side of it amazing. Like you came out better for it. Like you faced your fear and look what it did. It made you so much better. You were able to rise above yourself, rise above the petty levels, and you became awesome. So if we make everybody face their greatest fears and we make everybody do that, everyone can reach that same level, basically of enlightenment kind of thing. And Batman is over here being like, no. And I'm like, hypocrite. Like, hypocrite. I mean, and I get it. Well, and also I understand why we can't do that thing. Like why we don't do that. We don't just force people to deal with trauma that's not actually a thing because not everybody is going to respond to trauma in positive ways. Like that's all like that's the whole thing about Saw. The Saw movies are exactly the same thing. Jigsaw is under the illusion that if you put somebody in a death trap and they come out the other side of it, they're going to be so grateful for their life that they're just going to treat every single moment as if it's a precious gift. And I'm like, that's not exactly how that works. Like, I think you forget about things like PTSD, depression, the trauma that comes with having lived through a torture, fucking experience. These things, but even if they do, that's not the collective. That's again, that would be a Batman situation where it's like maybe every one in however many might come out and be like, oh my god, I'm so thankful for my life. But there still is a great deal of emotional issues that have to be dealt with at that point that I don't think are being dealt with either. Um, because sane people also don't dress up in bat suits and go around and patrol their cities in the dead of night. Pretty sure. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I mean, I've been wrong before. Could be wrong, but pretty sure they don't do that. Sure. Yeah, but so no. I mean, like I said, I get it. But that's an interesting premise that's kind of what the Scarecrow is thinking, and that's what he wants Batman to agree with him. He wants Batman to be like, "Hey, I no, I'm not watching that. That's The Last of Us 2. Get that out of here. Giving me spoilers for a game I haven't played yet." Um, Ew, that's the ugliest puppet I've ever seen in my life. No, the game I was watching ended, and then it tried to show me something else. I said no, and now I'm looking for something else to watch. Sorry, continue. Oh, I wasn't watching anything yet. I was trying to find something to watch that I can watch whilst also not paying attention to it. Because I can't focus on more than one thing at a time. The attention span of a gnat. Anyway, stuff and things. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. You go now. You say thanks. I'll find it. I I mean, I don't I yeah, I think they're just assuming. I think they're just assuming that like normal people who haven't been through some shit, normal people don't just dress up like that. So I think they're just assuming. I don't actually know because like I mean, as stupid as it is that more people haven't figured out that Bruce Wayne is Batman, I don't think that he does know that Bruce Wayne is Batman in this one because I don't it's not common knowledge. Not everybody knows that. Like it's not something that everybody knows. It's but he wants Batman to agree with him that by traumatizing people and by making them face their greatest fear that it's going to be like it's going to unlock something inside of them. Like they're going to be like, "Oh, look, Batman, isn't aren't I right?" Like it's going to make them better. And Batman's going to like I don't know that he really has that much of a leg to stand on at that point though. Like he does, but he doesn't. Like you have you do because rightly so you can't just traumatize people, Scarecrow. You just cannot do that, especially with no one's consent. You can't just be running around traumatizing whomever you like just for their hell of it. But for Batman to be the one to say that, to be like, no, Scarecrow, your theory is completely outlandish. It completely doesn't work. And it's like, completely? Is he 100% wrong about that? His theory is definitely doesn't work though, right? His hypothesis. There's no supporting evidence at all about that, says the man in a bat suit standing right in front of him who literally overcame his trauma and became better for it. If he never had the trauma, I don't I don't think he wouldn't have become Batman. I mean, would he have become a vigilante? Maybe. But it wouldn't have been the Batman. I don't know that he would have become a vigilante though. Would he? Because he became he became a vigilante because he was like, there are things in the night. There are, there's a lot of nonsense that goes on. There are things that are beyond, there's things that are beyond normal control that need to be stopped.
Right.
And, if the things in the night are not going to be afraid, then I'm going to be the one who instills fear in them. Because that was his whole thing, is that he was like, I'm going to instill fear in them. What was he afraid of? The bats. That's why he became the Batman. He took the scariest thing he could think of, and he used that to try to instill fear in everybody else. So if he wasn't afraid, if he was not traumatized, what would he have used to try to make the people who were afraid? Would he have even thought of becoming a vigilante at that point? Or would he have just used his parents' money to do what he's already doing, but just do it more? Like, he is already putting in money towards, hospitals and, schools and, like outreach programs and those kinds of things. Like, he's doing those kinds of things, like art programs and those kinds, like he's doing that already. Would he be doing that just more? Like, would he even have become a vigilante? Like, it's not to say that you need trauma as a prerequisite to become a vigilante, because there are plenty of people who have become superheroes without having the trauma, but they're also not exactly normal as well. Trauma does typically prerequisite becoming a superhero most of the time.
Which like it says, and everyone's alive and happy and stuff like Gary. Um,
Correct. Like, it sucked even when his parents were alive. And like, also, again, not to victim blame, but like, his parents took a shortcut through crime alley. What were they thinking? What were you what were you thinking? But that's neither here nor there. What were you thinking? I don't actually know. One thing could have, it could have been after. I don't actually know, but I'm just saying, like, why would you do this? Why would you do that? It just, I don't know. The shit is just that, like, they ducked out of the side entrance of the theater after watching Zorro, and they got gunned down by Joe Chill. Also, it was obviously, and like, a lot of people have said that too, because like, most of the time it's like, he's like, give me your necklace, and it's like, Thomas gets shot because he like steps in front of his wife or whatever, and it's like, oh, if he had just given the necklace, that wouldn't have happened. And I'm like, no, because it was a hit. Like, and they're like, no, it wasn't. It was just a robbery that went awry. And I'm like, no, the fuck, it wasn't. I'm like, that was definitely a hit. Like, come on. Like, it definitely was a fucking hit. They do, but they do, but oh, thanks for the follow again. I feel like, is that this same person? Um I feel like they do try to make it seem like it was just a crime gone wrong, but I don't know, that's quite a crime gone wrong. Cuz once he stepped into thanks for the follow again. Um Once he stepped in front of his wife, and once he stepped in front of his wife and he shot him, I feel like he could have just taken the pearls and left. Like, he didn't need to shoot the wife. Was that necessary? And if it was a crime gone wrong, typically after he shot the husband, he would have just fucking beat feet and got the hell out of there. If he didn't actually mean to kill Thomas Wayne and it was like literally just a crime gone wrong, he wouldn't have killed both of them. He would have just left. He left the kid alive though. If he was visible, he left the kid alive. Come now. That's assuming a lot. That is honestly assuming a lot. Just to be like, oh, I gunned down your parents, but you clearly are never gonna say anything. What a fucking lie. Come on now. Stupid ass. Stupid ass. That I don't know. I don't know. That's some nonsense. But like, I don't know. I think it is. There is a there's a quite a decent amount of trauma. I think that um goes into becoming a superhero just in general, though. Like, oh, just in general, just in general. I think so. I don't know, Scarecrow. Are you just trying to create a fucking town full of superheroes? Because do you want superheroes? Because that's how you get superheroes. Like, I feel like that's what's gonna happen. Like, I think that he also doesn't like. I don't think he thinks about that either. And having well, depending on what iteration you get of the Scarecrow as well, because if you get the son who was actually literally tortured by his father for like the like he was actually tortured and traumatized and scared and forced to overcome his own fears in the one iteration. If that's the one that we go with, um he's also kind of being like, he's also being like, oh, look, I have become awesome because I got over my fear. And I'm like, disagree. You're a super villain. And I'm like, so I don't know that you're a good judge of character there either. Look, Aradel owns his own home. Yay! Good for you. Pr- Proud of you. Proud of you. I don't go on Facebook, so I never would know that. So proud of you. Well done. Well done. Huzzah. I never will. I never will. I'm so, like, A, poor. B, I have terrible fucking credit. I don't know if we're friends on Facebook. We may be. Um, well, I had good credit, and then my mom, made me, co-sign for things because she had terrible credit, and she ran my credit into the ground. So, things and stuff and stuff and things. I want what I deserve. I wanna rule the world. Sit back and watch them learn. It's finally my turn. Yeah, I also wouldn't really like want to own a home unless I had something to do. Like if there was a reason. I don't want to own a big ass home just myself. And like if it was like me and like a bunch of people or a couple of my friends or something, then that's fine. Like I don't want to. It's too big. It's too much house, and it's just too much for me to deal with. I would be like, no thanks. That's too many bills all on my onesie. No thanks. None of that for me. And that's where I'm at right now. Like it would be just nah. I mean, sometimes that's true. Because I wouldn't mind someday getting an apartment because I would love to live by myself. I'm not saying I wouldn't like to live by myself, but a house is too big. I would rather be in like an apartment, just like me and my cat. That'd be nice. That's not going to happen ever, but can dream. Dreams. It's hot in here. It's like this room goes from like most of the time it's hot, but like sometimes it'll like get cold, and then I'm like, oh, now I'm hot. I'm like, what is going on here? That's why I have to regulate my body heat. That's why I have like a long sleeve shirt on and shorts to like try to keep myself regulated. Cause I'm like, I know that if I turn the air down because I'm hot, then I'll get cold. But if I take like the shirt off, then I'll get cold. And then I'm like, I'm like, I can't fucking win. I just can't win. So I'm like, there's no winning here. There really is no winning, and there's no winning. Ugh. Yep. It's like on. Yeah, it's like never enough to balance it out ever. Oh my God. No. When I sleep, I turn my air down. All the lights are off, so it gets cooler, and then I turn the air down because I like to sleep underneath my. First of all, you have to sleep under a blanket. If you do not sleep under a blanket, the monsters will get you. So you have to sleep under a blanket. You have to sleep under a blanket. So I honestly I have to sleep under my like quilt. If I don't sleep under my quilt, I'm not comfortable. So like I don't feel like I'm sleeping. So I need to like sleep under my quilt. So I have to sleep under a quilt. So I have to turn the AC like down. So I turn it down to like 66, 67. And then I go to sleep. What's up, Miki man? I hope that's right. If not, please feel free to correct me phonetically and I will say it correct. Um I need to be told. I will never get it right. But yep. But anyway, like oh, that was geese. I thought that was a cat again. I'm like, who the hell let that cat back outside? That's geese. Okay, that's fine. I don't care about geese. I mean, I do. I hope they're not hurt, but like, I can't rescue. I can't. I can't rescue the geese. They're not my responsibility. They need to rescue themselves. No. Anyway, but like,
That's your thing. It's like Scarecrow or something like Noble Quest or something. Oh,
that's a good point. Like, why is he? That's right. Like, you're absolutely right. Though. Why do? Why do indeed? Because like,
it's weird. Like, it's usually not for a good reason.
No, usually it's kind of like I had to experience fear. Now you will experience fear. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point. Why do? Indeed. That's a good point. I was gonna say I'll find it eventually. My question is what can Batman really say to Crane? Like without sounding like 100% like being serious, not just being like it's wrong. What can he really say to Crane without sounding like a hypocrite to be like, no, don't do this? Like, I'm like, I really am curious to be like, because I would just laugh right in Batman's face. Like, I'd be like, I'm going to need for you to send in a different superhero to stop me right now, Batman, because I don't disagree with you that what I'm doing is wrong. But you, of all people, cannot say that to me. I'm going to need for you to send in one of your many, many children to stop me this time. Like,
life. Now, this is where you are. Ideal.
well, to be fair to Crane, he was forced into it, so now he's trying to force others into it. Now, and especially if Crane thinks that he is doing well, if he thinks that he's doing well and he was forced into it, now if he thinks he can force everyone else into it, they can do well as, they can become, they can grow up and be awesome as well. Unlock the part of you that's going to be awesome. Inside of everyone is a bit of awesome, and all it takes to get there overcoming childhood trauma, I guess. The ingredient, it was inside of you all along. You just didn't know. It's not hard work. It's not ambition or passion. No, it's literally trauma. Who knew? Apparently Crane did. It's crazy when you, like, because like, all of the superheroes in the Bat family literally have trauma. And they are dealing with it by dressing up and becoming vigilantes in the night. Like, this is how we deal with our trauma, apparently. Uh, Maybe so. We just get a new Bat family member. Like it's crazy though because like when you think about it though, like instead instead of allowing instead of allowing this, shouldn't Batman? Because if Batman is going to be like, no, this is terrible. This is a terrible idea. Don't like people should not have to deal with their trauma and it's not going to bring out the best in them. So like don't do that. Like, we shouldn't be dealing like this is not how to deal with this. This isn't good. So then if that's the case, which agreed, don't do that. But like if that's the case, Batman, maybe we shouldn't let a 9-year-old dress up in a Robin costume, which is brighter than the fucking sun, and fight crime past his bedtime. Perhaps, maybe, because that's helping him deal with the trauma of his parents' death. I don't know. I don't know. And then, Jason with his trauma. Oh God, Jason's trauma. Fuck. I feel so bad for Jason. Jesus Christ, Jason. He's had so many. So much. All of it. All of the trauma. Like his mother, like fucking first of all, selling him to the Joker. Or, selling him um not to the Joker, selling him uh because for drugs and shit. Uh First of all, his dad was abusive. His mom fucking selling for drugs and all that shit. And then murdered. And then dad being fucking just fucking off, being like, oh, sucks. Oh well. Jason, street kid. Now he has to fucking steal. Becomes Robin. Gets murdered by the Joker. Comes back to life. Finds out, first of all, fans voted to keep him dead. Also rude. Then he comes back to life. And then, finds out that his dad never avenged him and didn't even seem to care that he was dead because he replaced him almost immediately. Like, and then he finds out that his mom wasn't really his mom, that his real mom is alive. So, more trauma. Jesus Christ. All the trauma. Jason has all the trauma. There was lots of trauma with Jason. And then Tim actually, his parents were alive when he first started being Robin. So, that bitch just wanted to be Robin because his trauma is that he doesn't sleep. So I honestly 100% believe that, like, Timmy's probably hallucinating 90% of the time, I think. Because that bitch doesn't sleep. So, I don't know. He probably is sleeping. He's probably like, he probably doesn't even believe that most of what he's doing is real. He's doesn't even, he's like, oh yeah, I'm a Robin. And like, they're like, yeah, he's just like, he wakes up and he's like, wait, am I really a Robin? He's like, what the fuck? He's like, I literally thought that was all a dream. Batman's like, oh no, now you know too much. You're a Robin now. And you got Damien. All the trauma. All the trauma. Fucking kid was born into trauma. Child. PTSD. Poor child. Cassandra Cain. Her and her trauma. Barbara Gordon didn't start out with trauma, but by God, does she have her own now? She has plenty, especially with what they did to her in that fucking. I'm not even gonna say it. How dare they? Just how fucking dare they is all I have to say. I hate them and everything they stand for. Just rude. So that's that. I feel like one of the most normal, and I don't even know that's for sure because I actually haven't read any like his comics because he doesn't he didn't have a solo comic, and then the one that he was in I didn't get anymore because I couldn't afford to keep getting all of them, was Duke Thomas, and the only one he was in was the Detective Comics. So I don't know about his trauma. As far as I know, I think his parents are alive. I think both of his parents are still alive. So, yay? Duke Thomas, The Signal. He's a bit new. He's a bit new in general. Uh, but also, I mean, but to be fair, also, he also is not a vigilante in the middle of the night. He is a vigilante in the daytime. He's supposed to be the lightness to the dark of the Bat family. He's supposed to be the lighter counterpart to that. He's supposed to instill fear in the villains who take part in their criminal antics during the day. Criminaling doesn't stop between the hours of 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. There's still criminaling to be done. Whilst Bruce Wayne, is out there at galas and openings and such. Oh. Thanks for the follow again. Um, shit. I don't know, but either way. Um, I don't know how you're doing that, but thank you. Um, it's different names, so I don't know. Maybe so. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not saying that Scarecrow is right to do what he's doing. I'm just saying it's really interesting that that's his take on it. That he's just like, you know what? He's like, let's go, trauma. It'll unlock something inside of everyone, and it'll make you better. And he's using Batman as one of his shining examples of why this method works. Like, he's like, look, he's like, look, my theory works. Look at Batman. Look at all that Batman's achieved. It's kind of hard to argue with that.
It's like the biggest
I mean, I agree. And that's what I mean. Like, you can't go off of one person. And especially if you scare the whole fucking town, you're not just going to you're not going to unlock in everyone's brain the awesome gene. It's not just going to make everyone like immediately awesome. It's going to traumatize. Trauma going to do what trauma do and traumatize. Like, it's going to fuck people up. It's not going to be awesome. It's going to be terrible. It's going to be just terrible. Don't do that. I think I especially like the idea, though, of him doing all of this without the fear toxin. That's the most interesting part of that. Like, because like what they really don't really go into it a lot of times with the fear toxin is when he uses the fear toxin in a lot of the books and like comics and like stuff like that. After the fear toxin dissipates, the people who have experienced the fear toxins, the after effects of the fear toxins, is it something that they can just kind of forget or shake off like a bad fever dream? Like they can just be like, ah, shit, all that scary stuff that I saw and all of those things. Oh, well, it was just a dream. I can kind of, whatever. I was under the effects of, fear toxins. I was under the fear, like it was whatever. It was like a bad movie, a bad dream kind of thing. Like when you're under the fear toxins, you can kind of shake it off. This is very different than that because this is going to be without any kind of like no there's going to be no drugs, there's going to be no kind of chemical like imbalance, there's going to be you hearing all of these things, him manipulating you as a person, manipulating your thoughts, manipulating how you feel, and then being like, ha, I now have scared you even when all this is done and Batman's like, oh, I have Scarecrow, he's behind bars. Fun, not easy to change everyone's opinions now at that point. It's not going to be as easy to get everyone unafraid. Once the damage is done, the damage is done. And I think that's kind of the social commentary that's going on with this as well. Because like fear mongering and like scare tactics and stuff, like once you get into somebody's head, it's you're in there. It is hard to get back out again. Like it's not as easy to just pull that right back out again. Yes. Well, no, of course. There are people who are going to be traumatized by that too. But that's kind of like those things where it's like when you were a kid, there are some people who watch scary movies and are so traumatized by a scary movie that they are forever afraid of whatever it is. Like, like my sister, terrified of Freddy Krueger. She can't watch it. She hates my pop figure. Like, she won't go near it. She won't watch she won't watch the movies. She doesn't like talking about Freddy Krueger. He terrified her. She's still afraid of him. That was something she watched when she was younger, and it terrified her, and it had a lasting effect on her. Now, someone like me, I watched stuff when I was younger. Maybe some of it scared me, but I'm the kind of person where if I watch a scary movie and I'm like, oh my God, that was scary. 5 minutes later, I'm like, oh, that was just a scary movie. Moving on. So you're going to get a lot of people, I think, who are like that, who they have the fear toxin and they see a lot of scary imagery. Now, a lot of it might terrify them depending on what the imagery is. It might traumatize you because it depends what it is. If you see a loved one and they're like mutilated or something, then yes, that might traumatize you forever. But if you're just seeing scary imagery, like if you're just seeing like zombies or something chasing you, or you're seeing like killer clowns or whatever, like you might just be able to shake that off to a bad dream and then kind of move on. Like it really depends like what you're seeing, how long you're seeing it for, like and what kind of person you are, like what kind of like constitution you have, what kind of personality you have. Like it's really going to depend. But like I don't know, scare tactics in like the media and like scare tactics like that kind of thing where it's not just something that can be explained off as just being a movie or explained off as like, oh, this is pretend, this is fiction, this didn't really happen. What he's doing is he's going to be using the media, he's going to be using books and like the newspapers and the internet and all that other stuff to be like, this is really happening, this is IRL, this is what is going on. He's going to use that to scare people with whatever it is, but he's going to be like, this is definitely going on right now. He's going to terrify everybody, he's going to scare them now with this. And then, even if Batman can be like, no, you guys, that's totally fake, that is going to be a lot harder to get people over. Because that's kind of like where we're at right now. If people, like where we're at right now with COVID, even if somebody came on the TV right now, in this moment, and they were like, that's it, COVID has completely been eradicated, it's over, you guys can all go back to your normal lives. No, the fuck I won't. Not right away. I don't trust that. I don't trust that. We have been dealing with this for way too long. There's been too much going on. That's very dangerous. Like, that's not something that I'm just going to immediately get over. Like, this is something that we're going to be dealing with for a while. So this is something that is like, and it's something that I think is going to be, that's something that is kind of comparable to what I think Scarecrow is going to do. That's kind of the thing. Batman can come out and be like, hey guys, it wasn't real. that doesn't change the feelings that you have. And obviously, I'm not comparing this to COVID. COVID is very much real. Please get fucking vaccinated and wear your masks. And God damn it, please don't come near me. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the feelings that if somebody were to come on TV and be like, "Hey, it's over," I'm not going to believe you. Like, that's just, I'm like, that's the thing though. Like, Batman can say whatever he wants to say. People's feelings are not going to change. So I don't know. I think that's kind of where we're at that point though. Also true. Also true. I just had a super villain scare the hell out of me. Now I have some dude also dressed up in a silly costume telling me that things are okay. Hmm. Hmm. I don't know. Not so much. Not so much, maybe. I don't know. Maybe not so much. Maybe I don't believe you. I love this song. First of all, can I, off topic, completely off topic, but because this song came on. Tell the stars you'll be right there. Um, First of all, just like I said, completely off topic, but Brandy is aging backwards. Who does this girl think she is? Have you seen her? Have you seen her lately? She just put out a new Disney music video for like a new Disney song that she was involved in. Um, this bitch looks exactly the same, if not younger. Who are you? She looks exactly like she did when she did the original Cinderella. Well, not obviously not original Cinderella, but the Brandy Cinderella. She looks the same. That girl, she is not aging at all. She is not aging. 100% not aging. Maybe she's a vampire. You know, sometimes I was gonna say, like Keanu Reeves, I was like, sometimes people are vampires and they just don't age. What that sucks for her though, because if she's a vampire, you know, she's only got a couple more, you know, like I don't know, maybe like another 10 years in her before people start getting suspicious. Like before we all start going, this bitch hasn't aged. Like, okay, I guess Brandy looks a little different. She looks a little bit more mature. Like she doesn't quite have such a baby face anymore. But that's the only difference. The only difference is that she looks maybe a little bit more of a woman instead of a young lady. That's the only difference. She doesn't look old. She looks younger than me. That's disrespectful. I mean, she's not that much older than me, but that's still disrespectful. How old is she? No, she definitely is because I know how old I was when the Brandy Cinderella movie came out, but that's not the point. I want to know how old she is. That's my question. We're gonna find out. She's not 100. She's not ancient, but she's older than she should. She looks younger than she rightly should. Yeah. No. How dare, bitch? How dare she? Ah, 10 years older than me. 10 years older than me. That bitch looks younger than I do. Disrespectful. Yeah, no, she looks great. She looks great not even for her age, just in general. She just looks great. I mean, she always has. Either way, I like that song. It's also very catchy, and she sings it very well. And it's 1,000. Yeah, she, like I said, she did that song, um, when they had the anniversary for the Cinderella, or no, it was I don't wasn't the anniversary, but they were being like, oh, watch the Cinderella on Disney Plus, blah 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 blah. Todrick Hall and Brandy did they did a video for it on YouTube. So, I mean, that was when I saw another thing. She did another video for it where it was her and him, and they did a video where they did all the songs from the original. I keep saying original, but it's not. Like, they did the Cinderella, the Brandy version. Um, First of all, they did my man dirty, though, in that video. The Prince, they know that wasn't his best take, and they used it anyway. That boy can sing. How dare they do that to him? That just made him sound like he did not have like he did it in the wrong key, I think, and they just didn't let him redo it or something. I don't know. They did him dirty. He can sing. That's just rude. It's 1,000 degrees in here. Jesus Christ, it's hot. It is 67. It says it lies. There's no way it's 67 in here. There's no way. I'm dying. I was thinking about it earlier today too. Not just about not just about the fear toxin, but also we we talked about it before about Blackgate and Arkham. Like, and how many people really go to Blackgate? Like I said, like how many people really go to Blackgate? I literally was writing out like all of the villains because it was annoying me. I was like writing down all these villains, and I'm like, nope, Arkham, 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 and I'm like, everybody goes to Arkham. I'm like, literally, what's the criteria to go to Blackgate? I would need to. I want to know what the criteria is to go to Blackgate. Because like literally everyone goes to Arkham. You're like a daytime. But like the thing about that is like if you have toys, you're immediately I think thrown into Arkham, and I'm like, but if you take away the toys, they're just regular villains. Like they can go to Blackgate. Like Firefly can just go to fucking Blackgate. She don't need to be in Arkham. Because, like, where do we draw the line? We talked about this too. Where do we draw the line when we say criminally insane? What amount of trauma is required before they are criminally insane? Because they're also not really treating Arkham the way that, like, I think originally it was supposed to be as well. Arkham, I think, was supposed to be, it's like Arkham Asylum. So it's supposed to be helping with mental health issues. It's supposed to be like rehabilitation and such. In what way does anybody get rehabilitated in Arkham? They don't even try. They lock them up and they just leave them until there's a breakout. And then Arkham is like the least guarded place in the universe. And it should probably be one of the most guarded. How do people break out of Arkham so fucking often? Who is guarding that place? It's like literally at the end of someone's shift, someone's like, all right, I'm going home. And they're like, oh no, you gotta wait for a second shift to get here. And it's like, no, it's 5 o'clock. I gotta fucking go. And it's like, but John's not here. Well, John should have been here at 5 o'clock. I'm leaving. And it's like, you literally, people just walk out because John was late. That's it. That's you just literally, because no one cares. Like, no one cares. That's how easy it is just to leave fucking Arkham. You just walk out with the first shift. I mean, especially. No, not at all. Especially because. The excuse me? Who? No. Even worse. Oh, making it worse. Making it worse. Oh yeah, no. Like what was he in for? Oh yeah, he was hopped up on some PCP. Get out! Now you're just fucking with me. No, he's a drug problem. He was in AA for a while. What? Who is a Killer Crocodile's sponsor at that point? And it's that I would fucking leave. I would just fucking leave. So yeah, totally. Oh my god, right? Like some of these and like right, collect absolutely collect it. That thing doesn't have a face. It was a commercial for uh the Shang and the Ten Rings or whatever. That thing didn't have a face. Um, I want to see it. When my shit's on random, it really does like circle back to the most random stuff. I mean, it's stuff that I've watched before, so it's not like I don't watch it. It's just random because it like circles through stuff. Like right now, it's doing China McLean's. Yeah, it's just circling through. It's not on one of my playlists. It's just randomly playing shit, and it's doing like when she did Dynamite like a long time ago, back when she was like originally starting before she did that Ant Farm show. She was such a baby. Like she was so tiny then. Like look how small she is. This is back when she first was getting her start. The girl who plays Uma in the Descendants movies. Yeah, I never watched it either. I just saw the music video for it. That was like, whoring the show out. Because apparently Literally the only thing about the show that I know about is literally it's a school for gifted people, like gifted kids or whatever. And her gift is that she can play literally any musical instrument or whatever. Like she's like her gift is that she can play any musical instrument, like at all. Like that's her gift. So that's why in this like music video or whatever she picks up. I I think I don't know in real life if she can play them. I know that she, I mean, in real life, she can definitely sing, but I don't know if in real life she can play those instruments. I don't know that much about her life. So I don't know, but maybe. Okay, that's quite enough of whatever song that is. And that's going to play Addicted, as it should. Please give us this show soon, eventually, someday. Please, just. Well, she's doing. No, 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 no. So the difference between that is she's doing that independently on her own. So yes, she's doing that. And when that takes longer to come out, I understand that because she is doing that on her own with no help except for like, maybe her creative team and whatever. That makes sense to me that she's doing that fine. But has been she has like a whole backing for. And like that was supposed to be like, a show that's on, a network or TV or whatever. And we have had nothing from that. Like that was the one that was the most popular, and that's the one where everybody actually wants content from, and we have gotten nothing from it. Has been is what everybody wants, and then Hell of a Boss is what like everybody wanted secondary, and that's the one we're getting the most of. Now I love Hell of a Boss, so I will take it. However, I'm just saying everybody wanted Has Been, and that's not what we're getting. No, I don't know if it was actually going to be on TV or I don't know if it was supposed to be on TV or if it was going to be like on a streaming site or something. I have no idea. But it was still supposed to be something. I mean, it's not like they said, "Oh, it's definitely going to be done by, the end of 2021 or they never gave us a date or anything, but like still, we should have heard some kind of news like and I know COVID slowed everything the fuck down. I get it, but give me something. I mean, I'm willing to wait for quality. So as long as it's quality, I'm fine. I'm willing to wait for it. I'm going to fucking cosplay her.
Where it's Amazon. You know what I mean?
I have no idea. I honestly don't know. Oh yeah, yeah.
I think that was like Roku TV and like Apple TV or something like that. No other way of doing it other than this.
I will punch. I will punch someone if it's only on Apple TV. I don't have Apple TV. Who has Apple TV? Who that we know has Apple TV? We need to find them. Yeah, I'm not. Maybe Jamie. If Jamie has Apple TV, we're all gonna take a fucking road trip one day and just binge watch the shit out of it. Because that would be a thing. Like, once we knew when it was out, we would just go because I don't have that. And I don't think Matt has it either. So I'd have to double check with him. I'd have to ask, but I don't think that he has it. That might be something he might have it. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's on something we can watch it on. You would think that they would want to do it on something that's more easily available, especially since so many people have been waiting for it. I don't think that they're going to kind of pigeonhole themselves into only one thing. Like, I think they would try to at least make it more readily accessible for the people so they can get more views for it and more, because especially when it's something like this where they need the viewership for it in order to keep it going. I think that they're going to do as much as they can to get those views. Maybe HBO Max. I think so too. I think Netflix has more restrictions on stuff like that because I don't think, I mean, they had, uh, you know, um, they have TVMA stuff on there, so it's not like they can't do it. So, I mean, and Netflix is more popular than HBO Max, I think. I don't know. I actually don't know about that. That's just me saying that. I don't actually know that for a fact. Oh, it's hot. Goddamn. I hate everything about this. That depends. It depends if it's like a thing or if it is like, because I mean, like, I feel like everybody's like one of their worst fears is going to be like, something bad happening to like a family member or, something like that. So, you know, of course, that's going to be something like, that would be like the cliche one, like, oh, watching somebody murder my family member or whatever. And like, yeah, I don't know. I think if it was like a fear, like the fear toxin, though, like if it was like, oh, what do people like turn into? Like, what would be like chasing you, or like, what would you be seeing? That's actually like gonna be like scaring you. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not really afraid of stuff like that. Like I'm not afraid of like some people are like afraid of dogs and some people are afraid of like sharks. So, king shark running around just in general terrifies some people.
I was thinking, yeah, your hallway or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, no, you're right. In that case, see, for me, if it was something like that, it would be snakes. Me and snakes are not copacetic. We are just not friends. Um, I would not be okay with like, first of all, a lot of times, I can be, hey, thanks for the follow, Ann Miller. What's up? Um, I can, like, if it's behind glass and I'm just like kind of at the zoo or whatever, fine. Why is it circling the same 4 videos over and over again? Get me out of here, Satan. Hold on, I need to like. No, that's enough of that. Um, no, like if it's like behind the glass, it's like okay, I can kind of deal with you because they're usually curled up and minding their own business. Even then, I don't quite like them. When they are free and they're doing this, no, absolutely not. No. When they move, fuck that. Fuck that shit. I'm not even afraid of them like biting me or whatever. It wouldn't have to bite me. It would just have to kind of slither near me and I would die. I see. All right. Sorry, my mom came in and had to feed my cat. We were talking about the snakes. We were talking about snakes. And I said, no, fuck them.
I was thinking, martial arts buddy who he used to breed snakes. And he has like a bunch of them. I was thinking, like, yeah, you probably know like that. It looks like just like
Yeah, I would not. Things I'm not a fan of, that. Any of that. All of that. That's things I'm so not a fan of. That's my friend Victor. I always nerd out about comic book shit with him, like most of the time when he's free. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of snakes. I'm just not a fan. No. My uncle had snakes growing up too, and he used to try to terrify me with them as well. See? Trauma. Trying to get over trauma through childhood. No. Doesn't always work. I did not grow up to be a snake themed vigilante. Things that did not work. Maybe that's why I am the way that I am. If I had grown up to be a snake themed vigilante, my life would have turned out better. Is it too late? should I should I change my ways? All right, I should make myself a costume. Should get into a costume, become a snake. It's fine. Yeah, he had snakes. He had snakes in his basement that were in aquarium tanks. And when I would come over, he used to try to tell me that they got out of their tanks. And then he'd be like, "Come on, let me show you." And I'm like, "No." And then he opened the basement and he like grabbed me and he was like, "Come on, no, 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 let's go." And I was like, "No, I don't want to see them." And he was like, obviously he was fucking with me. He's like, yeah, no, come on, I'll show them to you. And I was like, "I don't want to see your snakes. Like, I don't want to go see." That sounded dirty, but I'm like, "I don't want to go see the snakes that are down there. I don't want to see them. Thank you, no." And he was like, "Yeah, they all got out of their tanks anyway, so it's probably better." And I started freaking the fuck out. I actually ran down. I was already like, I ran down the street. That's how fucking scared I was of that. I was like, I didn't even want to stay in the house. I was so scared. My aunt like apparently slapped the shit out of him. She was like, "What the fuck were you thinking?" Telling her that they were in the basement like that. Like, so, and like she sent my other uncle after me to like come get me because I left that house and I literally ran halfway down the street before anybody caught me. Even then, I was faster than everybody else in the house, so they probably never would have caught me. If I didn't let them catch me, they probably never would have found me. I would still be gone. I'd be on the lam to this day, just out there living my life. I'm like, "Oh, what happened?" I'm like, "Oh, you know, when I was a kid, snakes." He's like, "Isn't that always the way?" I'm like, "Yeah, more snake themed shenanigans out there. It's too much. No, absolutely not." Yeah, if I guess if that's the case, then yeah, if I got hit by the fear toxin, I think it would have to be a lot of little snakes though. If it was one big giant snake, I don't think I would be afraid of it because I would just be like, "That's not real." Like, I would rationalize it in my head that somehow that wasn't real. I mean, and then that's when it would eat me, but that's not the point. I still would be like, "That's totally not real." And I would just look at it and be like, "Clearly that's not real." And then I'd be eaten by that giant snake. But that's not the point. But like, I think in order to like effectively terrify me, it would just have to be like a whole fucking gaggle of them coming toward, like, just fucking slithering at me. And then I would just die. Then I would just fucking die. I would run from those snakes. And Like, I could just see me like running from all of these snakes, and then in order to further terrify me, they would just be like falling around me too, like falling off of buildings, and like they would like fall onto me, and I would scream like a little girl. Um, as I do, because fuck them snakes. Fuck snakes.
If you're like close to shit like that.
Oh my god, why would you even say that to me? Freak the fuck out. Things that I would freak. Oh my god, I would freak the fuck out. God, I would freak. I would freak. Like, you know what though? Like, roaches aren't even like a big fear. I just think they're gross. But even I think if they were coming out of my clothes like that, I'd freak out too. Like, I would just be like, I would be like, ew. And I would just be like freaking out just because, ew. Don't like them. They're disgusting. Like, yikes. Yikes a million. No, thank you. Thank you, next. Like, no. No, no, no. No, no. Killua just snapped that chick's neck with his fucking knees because he's a badass. Killua. Hunter x Hunter. It's another video that came on. No! Killua. I still love him. He is my favorite part. Like, why is this so rare for me to actually love the main character as my favorite? Why is this, like, a thing? I mean, he is one of the main characters, so, I mean, it's better on this time than usual, when usually it's. But it's always, like, the more darker one is the one that I love more. Like, it's never, like, the good-natured one or, like, the happy-go-lucky one. It's like, nah. I'll take the dark one, please. I mean, I like Gon. He's adorable. I just like Killua. Not enough trauma. Listen, he's never going to get good unless he has the trauma. Listen, his dad stepped out on him. He has trauma, but his thing is that his trauma didn't define, like, he's still happy go lucky. He's like, that's fine. He's like, I'll find my dad eventually. He's like, Dad's just playing hide and seek. It's fine. I'm like, all right, buddy. He's no. Like, no. No, no, go. Please be mad about this. Get mad. Get good. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't know. I always like the badass ones a little bit more. The ones that are a little, just a teeny bit darker. Vegeta, the little Sundari bastard. I love him so much. I love him more than Goku. That's for 100%. Honestly, I think I could get into a fight with someone over like him versus Goku. Like, I feel like if I was still like close with my cousin Danny, he would probably fight me. Like we could go outside and fist fight over that. Cuz that's how much he loves Goku. I mean, granted, I mean, it's a little bit he's a grown ass man now. Maybe it's a little different, but if things are still the same, he loved Goku. And he loved Vegeta too, but he loved Goku. So I don't know. He might honestly fight me. But I could I'm not scared. Oh Christ. Fear talk.
Really,
I
I
don't
guess
I don't even mind that he's a dumbass. My problem is that it's not even a problem with him. It's a problem with his writing. It's that he is just always like, it's Goku Ex Machina. Time for Goku. I feel like there are certain situations where it's not time for Goku. Like, there should be certain situations where Goku's raw strength should actually be a hindrance to like to whatever the problem is. Should actually Goku's strength should be like a detriment to that. Like, it should be something like where it needs like finesse, and that's where you need someone else. You need like something else. Like the problem. Maybe Goku tries to punch it, and punching is not the answer. Because that's what Goku always wants to do. Goku just wants to punch it. Punch it! I also think that, like, there should be times when not only strength should matter, but, like, battle strategy should also matter. And Goku is smart. Like, he is good about, he's not stupid with battle strategy, but he also, they've even said, he doesn't think, he just reacts. That's what Beerus was saying. That's why it took Vegeta longer to learn how to do things than Goku because Goku just reacted. Vegeta always was like half a second too late because he was overthinking it. I don't know. I think they should explore that a little bit more. I know that the Goku fanboys might get mad about it, but I don't know, just kill him for a minute. Let someone else take care of it and then, bring him back. It's fine. It'll be fine. Maybe that's why Goku can't handle this problem. He's dead. Yeah, Gohan, the androids. Me and George were talking about that, about future Gohan, about how he thinks that if they hadn't ganged up on him, that future Gohan literally could have taken the androids. But because it was 2v1, that's why he lost. Because the two of them combined were stronger than Gohan. I also say that because, at the time they were villains, they had nothing like, they had nothing holding them back. They had nothing worth fighting for. And when you're a villain, you just fucking go for it. And when you're a hero, you have so many handicaps. You have so many things holding you back. So Gohan probably also had in the back of his mind that he was fighting for the world, and then he was fighting for Trunks, was like literally right behind him. So he had a lot of handicaps that he was probably dealing with at the time too. So to be fair. Oh, tomorrow is Saturday. Why do I have to get up early on Saturdays? Why? That's what time my shift starts.
So you do have like so all the same.
Saturdays are early because we close early on Saturdays, and then Sundays I have off. No, it's I get out earlier, so I have an extra hour and uh, I get an extra hour and 15 minutes to not do anything, and then I go to my night job, and then I have off on Sunday. We could probably hang out for another 15 minutes or so, and I gotta do some shit to get myself ready for said early day tomorrow. But, you know, such is life. Mm. When they. Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead. Mm. That's when they're releasing. That's when they're releasing the game. Mm. Huzzah! Ooh, I hope it's another animated movie. I want more. I probably will have to start watching some shit because I haven't seen that. I want to see more of that game though. I want to know. I will pay for that game. I want it. I want it. I want it. That's got the Court of Owls in it. Jesus. Of course he's still alive. Come on. They're not going to actually kill Batman. He just is pretending to be dead. Or he is, like, he is dead, but they're going to, like, find some way to bring him back. Or, he's in an alternate dimension. Or, he had to fake his death for reasons. If he had to fake his death for reasons, like, in fucking Gotham Future State, I will punch someone. Because, stop that. I still hate that shit. How does he go undercover as a Talon unless they always just wear their masks, which is fine, because, then that's. Because everybody knows what Bruce Wayne looks like. I mean, I mean that's true. I mean, there was the one storyline too where Dick was a Talon, and like, I mean, he was supposed to end up a Talon. Like, he was actually end up supposed to be like one of the Talons. Like, he was actually supposed to be like a main player. Like, he was supposed to be the Talon. That didn't work. That didn't happen, but you know, he was supposed to. You know, things and stuff and stuff and things. Um, you know, but instead he became Robin and then he became Nightwing. So, you know, I love Dick Grayson. He's just the best. He literally is he's my baby. I mean, if it's injustice, you would think they're a bit violent there. It's a bit violent.
One of the first.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it just being at least all of that. So, yeah. I I don't know cuz and you said that's going to be animated or it's going to be live action. Oh. Oh, then they'll probably go all the way with it. They haven't really been shy about doing that, you know, about really going where they want to go. They haven't really been shy about doing what they want to do, honestly. Like, I think the animated team typically tells the story they want to tell, regardless of what rating they have to put on the movie, is been kind of where they are with it, which is good. I really hate when it's like they feel like they're held back, like when there are like when you watch a movie and you can tell that they had to like cut, you know, they had to cut it back, where they had to like they're pandering to the lowest fucking common denominator, or it's like you could tell that there was a lot more that they wanted to do but the censors wouldn't let them. Like, I hate shit like that. So fucking annoying. Yeah, and you're just like, okay. It's like, oh, that's just it's inferred, you know what happened. It's like, okay, but I would have liked to have seen it. Show it, maybe. And they're like, no, no, not none for you. And I'm like, okay, I guess. Uh, Kinda. Yeah, yeah. That. Yep. Well, that. No, I was gonna say that happens with the Batman Who Laughs as well. I mean, he kills. He puts what you call it. He makes Superman. I think he gives him black kryptonite or something, and he has Superman rip Lois apart, and then he has uh Superman and John fucking just rip each other fucking to shreds, because like they're so strong that they fight each other and they just go at it. Sorry, continue. She's fine. Fine. She's just in stasis. It's fine. It's fine. Walk it off. Walk it off. It's fine. Nah. It's a mild inconvenience. Just a minor inconvenience. Just minor inconveniences. Listen, death is but a mosquito bite to anybody in the DCU. Um, literally, just walk it off. They get better. It's fine. It's like, oh, they died, but they got better. Most of the time, without even the help of the Lazarus Pit, they just get better. You know, for reasons. It's so funny too because like Jason used to be the one who's like, I died once, and it's like, that was like his thing, and then it's like, yeah, who hasn't? Like, who the fuck hasn't? You're not special. It's like the Dead Robins Club. Literally, everybody now has a fucking token. I mean, Damien has, Timmy has, uh, Dick had to fake his own death. I don't know if he actually died for real. I think he did. I'm trying to remember if it was real, if when he did it the last time. I mean, obviously, they've all come close, but I'm trying to remember who actually died. Jason actually died. Damien actually died. Timmy actually died. So, I think even Barbara actually died. So, I mean, I think, I know, like I said, I think Dick had to fake his own death, and he did it a couple of times. Um, like, I know he had to do it for Spiral, and I know he had to do it, he's done it several times, but he definitely had to do it, when he was, Agent 37. Uh, reasons. Plot, continuity, things, stuff. I mean, Jason obviously was the Lazarus Pit, and I'm pretty sure, I think Damien was the Lazarus Pit as well. Well, it depends. It depends, honestly, because in the newest run, Damien just died on Lazarus Island, so he just resurrected because he's on the island. So, because he got killed by Ravenger, who the little fucking that fucking girl, she's fucking murdered him the first day. Um, she fucking killed him, and you get three deaths, but your third death is permanent. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. So yeah, she fucking killed him, and it was but a mosquito bite. He came back, and he was mad about it. He came back, and it was literally like like it was just like an inconvenience. It literally was nothing. It was not like he was dead. It was literally just like, I don't know. She punched him, and he just got better. She killed him though. Like literally, she fucking killed him because their game couldn't start until everybody had died once, and then the game actually starts. And then the goal is to kill everybody else again, and then again. like like that's the whole point. So the game cannot begin until everyone has died at least once. So they were demonstrating it. So she killed Damien. So that was his first life. But it wasn't just like a life in a video game. Like literally, he died. So that was just his most recent death. And then Timmy died. I know he died in the Detective Comics. And then he was also sent to that alternate dimension kind of thing. He was in that pocket for a while. He was crying. He was in that bubble. And he was crying because he was like, I'm here, but no one could fucking, like, no one knew he was there. So, like, everyone's like, oh, he's dead. But no one knew to, like, look for him or to, like, like, reach out, like, reach back for him. It was fucking, that fucking sucked. There was a whole thing. Things and stuff. And stuff and things. I don't know. The Dead Robin Club. Everyone has joined. Like I said, Jason is no longer special. He needs to find a new thing. Death cannot defeat me! Death is but a minor inconvenience, used only solely for plot convenience. Literally, the only time anyone ever stays dead is for plot convenience. And even then, it's subject, um, you know. First of all, they killed Alfred, and I'm still waiting for them to bring that bitch back because, no. You don't kill Pennyworth. Who do you think you are? I haven't even read that yet because I heard that they killed him, and I said, you did what? You killed who? And I was like, no, you fucking didn't. So I didn't read it. Because denial ain't just a river in Egypt. So, listen, Alfred will be back. Alfred will be back because we are all like, I don't think that, and I don't think that, enough of us are going to be, down for this movement, for you to keep Alfred dead forever. Look, I have ears now too. Yeah, I don't think that they're going to keep Alfred dead forever because I would revolt. It's one of those things where it's like somebody dies and you're just like, just keep reading. You're not even sad because you're just like, he'll get better. There are no stakes in comics anymore because you're just like, he'll get better. It'll be fine. He'll get better. And then the one time you're just like, oh, he'll get better, and then he doesn't get better. You're just like, what? I mean, again, with comics, things will always end up fine. So naive, thinking that at any moment I couldn't bring you to your knees and yeah, there are no stakes anymore for a lot of these kinds of things. Like I'm like watching it or I'm reading it and I'm just like, uh-huh, nice. It's like that for a lot of movies and like TV shows and stuff too. I'm just like, yeah, tell me another one. I don't believe them. It's like, you know, when you watch a Disney movie and like someone is like dead or dying or whatever, and you're just like, okay, like certain things you just know are just not gonna happen. Um, oh, thanks for the follow, Nail Studded. Um, yeah, certain things that you just know are not gonna happen. Certain people they're not gonna kill. Now you can still get like, I'm not saying that I don't get like upset about certain things. Like, when they, you can still have an emotional moment if it's written well. Like, you can be like reading it, and even though it's not happening, you're still just like, just like fucking having a fucking meltdown whilst reading. Like, you can still do it even though it's going to get better. You're just like in that moment, that it was written so well that you actually have feelings. But, you know, a lot of times in a lot of things, you're just like, okay, moving on. Like, that's not real. They're going to get better. It's fine. There are no stakes anymore. Oh, yeah, that's true. I mean, that's fair for like something like that. That's fair. But I mean, yeah, other than that though, it's just kind of like, unless they pull some shenanigans and then it's not good shenanigans, like what they did on Game of Thrones. Like, no one was expecting that shit. That wasn't good shenanigans. Like, that wasn't like, yeah, we felt feelings, but we didn't feel feelings because we were happy about those feelings we were feeling. No, no, they weren't. What's up, trivia guy? We were not okay with the feelings that we were feeling. So, oh, fucking Christ. Just anger, disappointment, disgust, frustration, just awful. Just a lot of confusion. Why? Can't believe you've done this. Oh, I can't believe you've done this. I hate that is just always going to be in my head for the rest of my life. Just me seeing that dude getting punched in the face. I can't believe you've done this. It's just a part of my life now. Like, yeah, shit. Hope so. You go off on the way tomorrow. You won't go on your own. It's now and forever. We'll chase it together, and I don't want to face this world alone. Yeah, no, this is why we can't have nice things, because the live action, DCU don't know how to act. We can only have nice things if they're in animated form, which I prefer, honestly. I'm totally down for it. The only way you're ever gonna get, you know, somebody getting their fucking head ripped out of, like, and their spine ripped out of their body is in animated form, and that was badass. So, I'll take it. In Apocalypse War. I will never not talk about that scene. It's honestly like the best thing ever. He literally just fucking and just rips it out like it. I don't even know. It's like deboning a fish. It was great. He literally just grabbed dude's head and just fucking yanks, and the whole spine came out. It was great. It was wonderful. 10 out of 10. So good. Gory. 10 out of 10. Should debone a human again? I don't know. It was awesome. It was awesome. I don't know. It was awesome. Gory, disgusting, like, just amazing. I will never not tell people to watch Apocalypse War. Like, watch it. Always. Forever. Every day. If you haven't seen it, then what the fuck are you doing here? Go watch it. Like, stop watching this and go watch that. Like, now, today, not tomorrow. Like, honestly, don't watch this. Watch that. That's so much more better use of your time. Like, uh, but unfortunately, looks like 'tis 11:30, and my mother was bitching that I didn't spend any time with her, and I had off today, and I could have. So before it gets too late in the night, I probably should go spend at least a little bit of time with her. So, guess I will go do that. Maybe watch one movie with her or baking something. She does not like horror movies, so I don't know why she's watching that. That's why I'm saying That's why she was like, "Oh, I'm watching The Prophet," and I'm like, "Why?" She doesn't like horror stuff. That's why whenever I try to watch something with her, she don't want to watch what I want to watch. So she's like, "We have all this stuff to watch," and I'm like, "What exactly do we have to watch?" I'm like, "What are you keeping on there that we are gonna watch?" Because there's maybe the Waltons. I mean, we were watching that. We never finished, but like, and we have baking shows that we could watch, but I don't know what else we're watching. So I can go downstairs and watch it, but literally whenever I go downstairs, she's in the middle of watching something and she doesn't want to like stop watching what she's watching to watch what I want to watch, and I don't want to watch what she's watching. So I don't know. It's like a catch 22. What do you want from me? All right. But anyway, also, it seems like a good time to cut this anyway because my computer's freaking out right now. It's got like 7 errors at the bottom and it didn't have those earlier. So I think it needs to take a nap. So we're going to cut that now. Um, so but I have, like I said, I have other shit that I want to talk about eventually. Other, DC comic, movie related things. There's more shit coming out in October, all that good stuff. So, we'll be back. We got more stuff. So, see you guys later. Until next time. Press the wrong button. Haha.